Despair hung over the camp like a physical shroud. Elias sat on the rock, defeated, the weight of the bank foreclosure and the loss of his herd a crushing burden on his shoulders. The men gathered quietly, sharing what little strength they had left, preparing for a long, thirsty night that few might survive. The sun had finally dipped below the horizon, and the stars were beginning to emerge in the darkening sky. It was then that little Billy, the youngest drover, who had been tending to a fallen calf a little way off, started yelling. "Boss! Boss, look up! Look at that sky!" Elias slowly lifted his head, following the boy's pointing finger. His weary eyes traveled eastward. The stars were being rapidly swallowed by a mass of churning, indigo clouds. The wind, which had been a hot, dry current all day, suddenly shifted, bringing with it a metallic, rich smell of distant rain. It was the scent of life, a scent they hadn't smelled in months. The weather changed in an instant. A crack of thunder so loud it shook the ground preceded the downpour. The first drops were heavy, hitting the dust and turning it instantly to mud. Then the sky simply opened up. A torrential, glorious cloudburst hammered down on the devil's backbone. The cowboys hooped and hollered, throwing their hats into the air and turning their faces up to the deluge as the water soaked them to the bone. Elias, revitalized, sprang into action. "Quick, move the troughs. Dig trenches to channel the runoff. Water those steers." The dying animals, sensing the water, found strength they shouldn't have had and struggled to their feet, drinking greedily from the pooling water. By morning, the land was transformed. The cattle were watered, the men were rested, and the barrels were full. The storm, a miracle of the high plains, had filled not just their water supply, but also a hidden underground cistern that overflowed into the dry spring bed. They had enough water to make it the rest of the way. The Thorn legacy, snatched back from the brink of oblivion by a random act of nature, was safe. They saddled up their horses, the rising sun catching the glint of hope in every cowboy's eyes, and continued the drive toward Fort Worth, their spirits as refreshed as the land around them.